Alright, I may have found a team that works even better than Sienna, but before I show you the team, I'm just gonna show you the type of team I'm going up against. Don't mind my defense. But yeah, look at this type of team I'm going up against. Full R6. These are all R6D6 except for the Momo. Even R6 Zihi. And look at the other teams as well, just like full R6 teams. This is really impressive. Alright, now for the team reveal. It's going to be using CJ, a relic of the past, and Abigail. Both of these are pretty much relics of DISLYTE. You don't really see much use of them in PvP or in PvE anymore. But when you run them together with Yukine with the Frost set, they become pretty insane. So the idea with this team is I'm using R6 CJ because he can swap the HP of my lowest HP ally and also AP as well to the enemy with the highest AP and HP. So the turn cycling with CJ is going to be very good. And also I'm using Abigail because Abigail has an 100% AP push on her S3. But the other important thing about her is her S2 grants me a shield and also defense up. The shield is going to be massive. This team pretty much has 100% uptime on the shield as long as it's not broken. So you can sustain through Yukine's blizzard damage if you do get unlucky. And also because I have Abigail at R2, her S2 will reset the cooldowns of Inferno Espers except for herself, which means my Cang will spam his S3. So that's the idea of the team. I didn't think the team would do this well. Probably even better than R6 Sakura in this case. As for the sets, everyone is going to have the same set as the previous teams. But one important thing is your Cang will be built on HP instead of defense. You don't need any speed on him because you need to proc the Snow Cloak buff on him. And then he will just get additional turns from that. So just give him as much HP as possible. You don't want defense on him because true damage is going to eat him up if you do build him defense. So just go full HP. And then my Abigail will be the same. Just stack up as much HP as possible. And then I'm using the shield set on her. You can also use the growth set if you don't have a good shield set. But the shield set is pretty good because it does reduce incoming damage for Abigail. And you don't want Abigail to be targeted the most. You want your CJ or any other units to be targeted the most. And our first ticket is going to go up against this team. I just fought against him just now. We won. R6 D6 pretty much across the board except for Momo. Momo is a D1. Let's see if we got lucky the first time around. No, that's a win. That's usually a win. This is so impressive, man. Look at the damage. Yukine. I mean, again, Cang is doing pretty decent damage, but he's not really there for the damage. He's just there for the HP and AP swap, just so your team can get more turns in. And with this team, you'll see the importance of Lian even more. You know, the previous two teams that I showed you didn't really show how important Lian is, but in this one you'll see how important she is because she's going to be reviving your Cang a lot often in this one. Once your Abigail or your CJ gets the Snow Cloak buff, it's gonna be pretty insane for you to turn cycle. There we go. Look at his HP, right? Half HP, full HP. You pretty much like can't die as long as the enemy doesn't have like insane controls on you. Again, Daji can be a bit of a problem, but I find that this team works better than the Sienna team to go up against Daji comps. Even if you get the debuff on you, you can sometimes still win with this team. So that's really impressive. And with CJ in your team, even if one of your units didn't get the Snow Cloak buff and they get, you know, damaged heavily by your own Yukine, he will just pretty much heal them up to full as long as the enemies are healthy themselves, right? So right now he has very low HP. He died because my Lian revived him. And then he gets AP push and he swaps the AP. And now all of my units are getting get a turn. At first I didn't think this team was, you know, gonna work, but it turns out it's very good, especially against like Momo teams. And again, it's working. Look at the damage, 110,000 on one Blizzard proc. And again, with this team, it's, in my opinion, a lot safer because you have revive with Abigail. Ooh, I died, but it doesn't really matter. Look at the damage. I just killed everyone with the Blizzard damage. Yeah, you have a revive with Abigail, and the cooldown of Abigail's revive is not really that long because you have Lu Sheng to reduce the cooldown, right? This team has the same weakness of the other, you know, Yukine teams, which is against Moroyama. So you're gonna avoid Murayama teams at all costs. Let's see if we can go up against Iki team and maybe win. I'm gonna refresh like maybe once or twice. This is a full R66 team as well. If I win this is gonna be very fucking impressive. This is a full R6D6 team. I don't expect to win this one, but who knows? That's a win. That's a win. No, okay, that's a loss. But I think that was pretty close. Let me see what happens here. Ooh, he got super lucky. He proc 3 stuns on my units. That is extremely lucky. I'm gonna go again. I don't care. He proc 3 stuns with 1 Chuyao S3. That is insanely lucky. This time, nah, we lost. Okay, again, Iki is going to be a problem for you because you're taking too many turns, which means he's going to proc his passive like a madman. So with this team, you're pretty much guaranteed a win, just like the Sienna team, because they don't have enough damage to kill you off. Yukine will just slowly kill them off. So yeah, if you find a Momo team, that's pretty much a guaranteed win. Here's another guaranteed win, but I'm gonna try to avoid them. And I'm gonna try to mostly go up against Momo and Daji teams. Okay, you know what? Let me try to go up against a Wuyu comp, but I'm not gonna bring Zihi. I'm gonna stay with this team. Let me see if this can work. I don't think it's gonna work though. His Wuyu is way too high of a resonance that it does way too much damage to me. So again, going up against Wuyu comps, you're gonna need to run a Zihi, otherwise you're gonna get clapped. And also with CJ having double AoE, that's really not gonna be helpful for you. That's just gonna add way too much stacks to the Wuyu, and she's just gonna kill you off very easily. R6D6 Momo with a Daji in the team. Oh, okay, we lost. She only did 300,000 though. Again, with Daji in the enemy team, the taunt is really your main problem. Because if you can't reapply the buff of Lian, you're kind of screwed at that point. And especially if you don't proc any Snowcloak buff on your allies, you're not gonna be cycling all too well. Ooh. I managed to land the S3 of Lian, but I still lost. I guess this one is a loss because they laser focused on my Lusheng instead of my CJ right here. I don't know why they laser focused on Lusheng. Alright, let's see if this one is a win with Daji. It seems like when there's an enemy Sakura is when I lose. Yeah, if there's no Sakura, I'm winning them pretty easily. So if the enemy runs Sakura instead of Zihi, then it could be a problem for me. But again, if you're not running Zihi in your defense team, you're pretty much prone to Wuyu comps. Like Wuyu is just going to eat your entire team alive if you don't have a Zihi. CJ and my Abigail has the Snowcloak buff. It's pretty much game over at this point because every single time that look, every single time my CJ does the S3, my units gain a lot of AP. The higher the enemy's AP are, he will just swap them with the rest of my team. Okay, my Lusheng died, but I think it doesn't really matter because my Abigail is just going to revive him. There it is. Oh, he died again though. But at this point, it doesn't really matter. My Yukine is just doing way too much damage for him to, you know, make a comeback. Alright, I'm just gonna go up against this team because it gives me a lot of points. It's giving me 38 points. This is a guaranteed win, I can tell you that much. Because he doesn't have any Daji to do anything to me. And Momo is not enough damage for me to really die from him. Alright, this team also gives me a lot of points, but I think I might lose this one because he has a Sakura. That might be the unit that he needs to have enough damage to kill me off. But if I get lucky, maybe I can win. Ooh, yeah. Maybe Sakura is the problem when I'm going up against Daji, Momo teams. Okay, so here my CJ got pretty much laser focused, but it doesn't really matter because my Abigail is just going to laser focus on him and give him a bunch of turns, and whenever he gets a turn, he's pretty much going to either use his S3 or S2, right? Alright, 3 of my units already have the Snowcloak buff, but Abigail does not have it though. And Momo is doing a lot of damage to my Lusheng. She just pretty much two-shot my Lusheng. Yeah, Sakura just adds too much damage to Momo because she's giving Momo the additional attack and also the speed as well. So Momo just takes a bunch of turns. Okay, there's no Sakura in here. Let me see if I can win this one. Ooh, okay, we lost this one. My CJ is dead and he is also silenced as well. And he managed to land the Daji debuff on all of my units as well. So so I couldn't use any of my skills. Yeah, that's the problem, I guess. When it comes to Dagi, it's really just RNG, whether you win or lose. I still can't tell whether Sienna is better against the Dagi team, or this one is better. If my Lian survived, maybe I could have won. It got pretty close though, like most of them are gonna die. I'm gonna try one more time. Yeah, okay, we lost again this time. Dagi is just way too overpowered, man. Let's try to go up against R6 Jinchu. This is the last refresh I'm gonna do. Jinchu shouldn't have any damage to kill me off. Wow, okay. Maybe this one is not as good as the Sienna team. I don't know. Usually I don't lose against like Jinchu comps. He land everything on me. He land 4 stuns and extended the stun to 2 turns. I'm not gonna have that, man. That is so bullshit. One more time. This time I'm gonna win. Look. This time I win because he didn't land. Bro landed 4 stuns and 4 debuff extend. That's so dumb. Okay, let's just blitz through the last 3 tickets. No Sakura. I think we should be fine, but there is a Dagi and we know how problematic she can be. Yeah, okay. Dagi's is way too problematic, man. Okay, I actually found someone else running the Yukine. But Yukine against Yukine, I'm not gonna do it, it's gonna take forever. Alright, last ticket against R6 Dagi. But he has a pretty low Divinate Momo and also R3 as well. Wow. Okay, I guess the conclusion is Dagi is way too overpowered. Even, I think it's almost like a year at this point of Dagi's release. And she's still like the top of the top meta for PvP. There's really no like guaranteed counter to Dagi. She's just way too overpowered. And it seems like the Sienna team is more equipped to deal with Dagi than this team. Because with the Sienna team, the enemies don't really get a turn, right? And if the Dagi cannot get a turn, she will not be able to apply the debuff on your units. But yeah, that's about it. Again, the team is not that bad, but it's not, you know, the best variant of the Yukine team that you can run. I mean, I'm getting like pretty insane wins against like full R6 teams. I don't even know how I'm winning against this team and then losing against like some of the lower resonance team. It just doesn't make any sense. Maybe he doesn't have the best relics, but he's also 0.124 though, and he gives me a lot of points. So he must have good relics, right? I don't know. But yeah, with this team, the weakness is still going to be Dagi. Against a non-Dagi team that has Momo and Chuyao, you're pretty much guaranteed win. But when they have a Dagi in the team, especially with Sakura, it's gonna be pretty difficult for you to win. And your chance of losing against the Dagi is much higher than you winning against them. I mean, if you don't have any options, then you can run this team. Especially if you don't have R6 Sakura, then running CJ here is pretty decent. But if you have Sakura, I think just running Sakura is much better than CJ. But yeah, that's about it. Ciao.